Broadcasting live from SOAHR 2023 at the Gas South District Convention Center in Duluth, Georgia, it's time for North Fulton Business Radio. Brought to you by Oberman Law Firm, helping you navigate the complexity of workplace issues. Now, here's your host.
And hello again, everyone. John Ray with Business RadioX, and we are back at the SHRM Atlanta 2023 annual conference. It's SOAHR 2023, and we are soaring because we've had a tremendous conference so far, roughly about 750 people here at the Gas South District Convention Center. It's been fabulous. And if you're listening to this a few weeks later, you missed it. So make sure you make plans for SOAHR 2024 because this conference has been fantastic. And just a reminder, these interviews are underwritten by Oberman Law Firm. When you have legal issues that your workplace needs, Oberman Law can help. Now we're going to start today off with a bang. Jennifer Montellanico in Insperity.
Good morning. Yes.
Yeah. Jennifer always comes in hot.
I do.
Yeah.
And it's just because I enjoy what I do. I enjoy all the people I work with. I enjoy seeing you always. And
thank you.
Your colleagues. It's always wonderful. And I heard, now you tell me if this is right, 750 attendees this year.
Yeah.
500 last year.
That's right.
So if you are listening to this 2 weeks later, we're expecting it to be 1,000 next year. That's just simple math.
That's right. Boy, Jason and Samira will be like, what?
Right,
I know. But, and we have to say, if you signed up, I think you've got to sign up for the virtual. And if you signed up for the virtual, I think you can see the replays later. But what you're missing out on is just the live interaction with people, right? And I think that's what it just makes the whole experience so exuberant because everyone, this is such a collaborative organization, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think SHRM Atlanta, from everything that I've gleaned throughout the years, they really do a bang-up job at this conference every year.
Yeah, they sure do. And I'm not sure about the people like you and me they let in, but other than that, I don't.
I mean, that's the thing. That's how inclusive they are.
Exactly.
They even let us in.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
That right there just talks about it, inclusiveness.
Absolutely. Well, enough about that. Let's get on to Insperity. You're a business performance advisor at Insperity. I like that title.
I am.
Okay. Let's give an introduction to Insperity for those that don't know.
Sure. So really the easiest way to explain Insperity is we help businesses succeed so communities prosper. That is literally our mission statement. Nowhere in there does it say we sell HR, payroll, employee benefits, and we help you with employee compliance. Nowhere in there it says that. But those are the things that we do.
Right.
So what I do on a daily basis, John, is talk to people like you, talk to every small business owner here in Atlanta, and really just kind of learn about them. There are ways that we might be able to help them, and there's ways that I might be able to help them not having anything to do with Insperity. For example, you and I spoke about somebody that we know both personally, and I don't necessarily think that I can help him from a business perspective, but I might be able to get him referrals.
Sure.
And that's really the name of the game because everybody knows somebody who has a small business and needs help from a human resources perspective. And again, we take a holistic approach to that. We don't just run your payroll. We don't just have your benefits. We don't just do HR, right? We basically take all of that in a holistic effort and help you and your business move forward.
Well, those are the tasks. I mean, and every business has tasks it performs for each other. The question is the outcomes for the client, right? And that's what you're talking about.
Absolutely. So, for example, we typically we find a business owner who's really struggling to keep up with some of that day-to-day, doesn't understand the compliance that our friend Stuart Oberman can help you with as well.
Right.
But the compliance piece is different in every state. And, people just don't know that. You get in business to run a business, not to run people necessarily.
Right.
And we help with all the laws and regulations of that, just like Stuart. But we do it on a daily basis consistently. And again, we do run your payroll. We help you with economies of scale and really help every year maximize your spend from a human capital perspective.
Well, and we have to get real with people. I mean, what you're trying to do is help business owners avoid having to show up in court with Stuart Oberman.
That is, right?
That is correct. You keep them straight on a day-to-day basis,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there are things out there that, and they change every day.
Right.
And that's one of the things. And there's people out there who know that.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the bad actors, is what we call them.
Right.
And they could take advantage of a small business and really cripple a small business. And there's really no reason for that with Insperity by your side. And that's really what we do, is we stand shoulder to shoulder with you. Well,
I think, business owners are heroes in our world. I mean, that's why we're the voice of business at Business Radio X. But having said that, business owners can be sometimes penny wise and pound foolish, right? And they don't spend just a little bit extra today to avoid big problems down the road. And that's really what you're talking about, right?
That is correct. And thank you for that. Mm-hmm. There is obviously, we are a for-profit company at Insperity. So there is
that's right.
there is a charge for our services. Don't get me wrong. We're going to do everything we can for you, but yes, to your point, you spend a little bit of money up front to keep everything smooth sailing, so that you're not paddling like a duck underneath.
Yeah. The worst, I guess, words in the world you can buy into is "that will never happen to me."
Yeah, and one of the things I like to say is everybody's friends and family until they're not. Right? I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Every time you turn around, you've got someone suing someone, and it's think about it. So many people spend so much time on their estate planning because of it. Right. The same thing with succession planning, and there's a reason for that. Yep. And that's to avoid court, to your point. And Insperity definitely helps you do that.
Yeah, for sure. So what are some of the big issues that you're seeing as you talk with small businesses right now? Concerns, persistent issues that you see across the business owners that you talk to?
Mm-hmm. Great question. And really what we're seeing right now is a little bit of uncertainty. So what's going to happen next month? What's going to happen next year? What's the Fed going to do? Is that good? Is that bad? How is that going to impact me and my business? And then from an employee side, they're worried, are we going to be able to get paid next year or next month, et cetera, right? I mean, the banking challenges that we've seen recently have really kind of opened that spotlight up.
And again, that's one thing that if you're an Insperity client, you don't have to worry about whether your payroll is going to get covered or not, right? Or whether the bank's going to pay it out or be around or what have you.
That is true. Insperity does stand by clients and takes care of them no matter what. Because it is a co-employment situation. And really what that means is it's a special IRS designation that basically makes you a co-employee, if you will, of Insperity and, for example, Business RadioX.
Yeah.
And in that case, you are able to really kind of piggyback onto Fortune 500 benefits, as well as the arms of people that can assist you throughout those day-to-day processes having to do with human capital that are so challenging.
Yeah, for sure. So what's when it comes to your services, Jennifer, what's the biggest obstacle that business owners have toward making the move toward a PPO and Insperity?
Sure. So I think one of the challenges is perception, right? Somebody, just like anybody else or any other business, somebody's had a bad experience, right? And more than likely that sits in your, on your shoulders for a little bit, like, oh no, what am I going to do? And I think that's really it. And it's literally about having a conversation. And I think that's the other thing. There are a lot of, there's bad actors in any business, right? So I think you really just need to have a conversation and just really again, have that conversation to explain out, hey, this is really what we are and who we are
Right.
and how we want to help you. And look, we're not for everyone. We really aren't. You know, there's, look at Coca-Cola, for example. They have floors of HR people. There's no reason that
Right.
we would need to work together,
Right.
right? That's not our target. Our target is to help small businesses succeed so communities prosper.
Well, let's be specific about that. So what's a good client fit for you?
Sure. So our average client size is 22 employees.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if that's our average client size, really you look at anything from 5 to 150. Now I could sit there and tell you, because we do have a lot of what we call mid-market clients. And in our world, mid-market is about 150 employees to 5,000 employees. That is, so really 5 to 5,000, again, with that sweet spot being between 22 and say 50.
Got it. So those mid-market clients are obviously ones that are so happy they don't want to disengage, I guess.
That is correct.
Yeah.
There are a lot. We had one of our largest clients left after having 6,000 employees.
Yeah.
And we were kind of like, okay, you've kind of grown up. It's time to fly out of the nest. But they were so pleased with how we had helped them progress that's how come they ended up staying with us as long as they did. So really that's what we try to do. We build relationships for life, and we really have a client for life mentality.
Okay. So, all that's great, but let's get to the important stuff. So you just went to Italy.
Oh my gosh, I did, y'all. I did. It was so fabulous.
Yeah.
We're already planning our next trip back.
Where did you go?
So we went to Florence and Rome.
Okay.
And so we did all the touristy things, right? So did the Vatican tour, did the Colosseum tour. It was wonderful. And it was my father, my sister, and myself. So that in and of itself was special.
Yeah, that is awesome. And your dad is how many years young is he?
He is 80 going on 81. So
Way to
that
go,
was,
Dad.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And that was his 80th birthday present to himself. And I was like, hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's right. You didn't stand in the way of that.
I did not.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah.
No.
That's awesome. Is your family from the Florence area or Rome originally? You trace it back or what?
It's actually Reggio Emilia, which is up north. So, the Parmesan Reggio Emilia.
Okay, yeah.
Now, granted, I doubt my family had anything to do with it, but I do love cheese, so maybe that's why.
Something tells me there's a connection there. I love cheese too, so I guess I'm.
You are too.
That's right.
You're also from Reggio Emilia.
That's right. I'm one of your rogue Scottish-Irish cousins, right?
I think that's completely acceptable. Maybe we should do an Ancestry.com and find out. Right. I don't know. I think it's possible.
Oh, help us all, right?
I know. Starting the morning off with the two of us. Good morning, Atlanta.
Yeah. And well, let's just call that out. So you were on the radio in college,
actually,
and after, right?
It was after.
Okay.
Yes, I was. I was on Rock 103.7 in Athens, Georgia. It is now owned by Cox Media Group, and I don't know what the call. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, obviously, it's still 103.7. I'm not sure what the call sign is now, though.
So after they got a load of you, they decided to sell the station. Is that
Basically, that's I believe that's exactly what happened. It's interesting. It's like, oh, okay.
That's
maybe we don't need to be in this whole radio thing
we don't
anymore.
need to do this anymore.
That's what happened.
Yeah, that's right.
It's interesting. I never thought of that, but I think you just nailed it.
Was that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we folks, as you can tell, Jennifer's a lot of fun and also informative. So lots of great information. And I love your title, Business Performance Advisor, and that really gets to it, right? I mean, you help businesses perform better,
right? And the thing is that again, I say advisor because, I mean, just yesterday I spoke to a business owner, and we are not the right fit for him. And I told him that, and I introduced him to somebody who is a good fit for him. So I think that really comes down to the core of what I do at Insperity and what we all do at Insperity. That is really it's our mission.
Yeah.
There's no reason to put a, round what is it? What is that saying? Round hole in a square peg type of thing, something like that.
Yeah, square peg, round hole.
Whatever. I know.
Yeah.
One of those things.
I know it. We're splitting hairs now, right?
Yeah, look at us.
Yeah.
Can we come up with everyone that we can? No, but seriously, it's that is the difference. That is the true difference. I'm not. That's why it doesn't say professional salesperson, because that's certainly not what I do.
Right. Well, you're a connector and you're a advocate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those are two very honorable, worthy things that you do. So thank you for your great work.
Well, thank you for your great work, because you are the same. You help so many small businesses throughout Metro Atlanta every day by promoting them and bringing them to the forefront of all of our minds. So we really all appreciate you here in Atlanta as well.
Well, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for that. So thank you, Jennifer. But before we let you go, though, because Barry's over there all by himself in the boat. I mean,
sorry, Barry.
Yeah. In fact, I think he's gone now.
Yeah,
so he's like,
he saw that I was his partner here this morning, and he was like, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave.
He drew the short straw, right?
He did. He did.
Yeah. But
Oh
well. We're gonna have to let you go so you can go find Barry. But before we do that, though, let's give directions on how folks can find you, and I'm sure a lot of folks will.
Sure. Oh, and thank you for that.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing to do is give me a call. I do have a fantastic mobile number. This is not a fake number. This comes directly to me. My mobile number is 404-291-0000. And yes, for all of you listening, that is true. 404-291-0000. Give me a buzz. Regardless, let's have a coffee. Let's just chat. Maybe there's a way I can help you.
People need to plug that into their phones right now, because of course. But if I got that without your name popping up, I would think it's a spam call, right?
You have no idea.
Yeah, I'll bet.
You have no idea how many times. Well, and I had that number before spam existed. Think about it. That's how old I am. Spam did not exist when I got my first mobile number.
I got news for you, my friend. You're not old. Jennifer Montellanico has been with us, folks. She is with Insperity. Jennifer, this has been great and a lot of fun. I'm glad we got a chance to chat.
Absolutely, John. Always great to see you.
You too. Thanks.
Thank you for joining us. This episode of North Fulton Business Radio is underwritten by Oberman Law Firm. Oberman Law helps local, regional, and national clients manage the sensitivities of employee relations in the workplace.